Hey guys, what's up? Robbie J here from Interracial Gaming. Gonna do something a little different for you. We got new tracks in Mario Kart. So I got Nintendo Nurse and Lillipad with me. You guys want to introduce yourselves?
What's up, everybody? It's Nintendo Nurse.
Hey, what's going on? This is Lillipad.
And we decided to do something a little different for you guys this week. So we're going to play these new games, and we're going to have a little Robbie's story time, I guess is what we're going to call it. Patent pending, we'll see. This is going to be weird because I got to tell this story and focus on this. But so, for those that don't know, my lovely soon-to-be wife is very fond of, if she does have a rough dream, she is fond of trying to, I call it Freddy Kruegering, because she tries to bring it back into reality with her. She'll just be like, hey, somebody's in the house, and I'll have to be like, wait, no, nobody's in the house, baby. It's okay, go back to sleep. So I'll never forget what night it was, because it was daylight save. It was Saturday night when the clocks went forward, and we were... I was laying there. It was like 3:30 in the morning, but it was technically 4, or because with the change. But I remember we were laying there, and all of a sudden I hear baby, and at first I was like, I don't know, maybe I didn't hear that. And I hear baby. I'm like, oh, okay, I did hear that. What's going on? And Lily just goes, I think there's a bat. I think there's a bat in the house. And I said, no, there isn't. And she's just like, yes, I think there's a bat in the house. I said, all right. So I kind of ignore it because, not that I don't believe her. I love her. But at the same time, I thought that maybe she had a dream about a bat. But she gets me up again. And she's like, no, it's over by the window. And I'm looking, and I'm looking really hard because I'm like, I want to make sure. I just want to see if she's seeing something weird or anything like that. And I take a look, and I'm just like, I do see something. I'm like, do you have something hanging down on the right side of the window frame over there? Because at this point she's like, it's over on the window. I said, do you have something over there? She's like, yes I do. And I'm just like, oh, okay, then that's what it is. She goes, no, that's not it.
It wasn't it.
I know. She's like, that's not it. I'm like, then I don't know what you want from me. She goes, will you just go turn a light on? And that was like her big foot stomping moment. Just go turn a light on. I'm just like, all right. So I go and I turn a light on. And I'm looking, I see it, and then I turn the light on, and I want to remind everybody that this is 3:30 in the morning. I am I'll say it for the internet, I am a boxer sleeper all day, every night. So I'm standing there with no protection, just my boxers, and I look over on the window frame, and I do see she has like a little tchotchke or something hanging from there. And I said, see, it's that thing. She goes, not the thing above it. And I'm like, what is that? And it was tiny, it was little, and I'm just like, oh shit, that's a bat. And am I literally pausing?
No.
Okay, sorry. So,
Oh my gosh,
said
Robbie.
something about it was tiny and it was little.
it's tiny, it just fits right in.
I'm here, guys. Shake is here. I'm just on camera duty.
Shake is on camera duty. So it was small. I always in my mind, like, I don't encounter bats every day, okay? Like,
I've
that's
never
not,
encountered one, and I was terrified.
and I don't encounter them every day. And so I'm sitting there, and this thing looks tiny. I'm just like, that's not, and I'm sitting there squinting at it, much like a dad when somebody says a tornado's coming and he walks outside like he can see it coming from 10 miles away. So I'm squinting at it. As I'm squinting at it, motherfucker flies at me. And I just want everybody to know, like I said, I don't deal with bats ever. When I was a kid, my dad dealt with one in the house, and I was too young to have to deal with it. But the number one thing that I learned is that it's all about containment. You want to keep it where it is. And I figured, she just ducked under the covers.
Yes.
She's covered head to toe.
I was scared.
My baby is safe and secure. Yes, you were. Yeah, who's telling the story? So,
Okay.
my baby is safe and secured, covered head to toe with comforters and blankets. She's got 19 layers on her, included 3 of them weighted, because she's a blanket person. And I'm sitting there, and I go, contain it. So I said, contain it. I stepped into the hallway, and I closed the door behind me. So, now that you get my logic, you're probably like, oh, now I want you to understand that in her perspective, what I immediately hear through the door is, did you just fucking leave me?
You
Oh my
fucking
just left me. Oh my God, I
left
can't
me.
believe you just. And I'm just like,
Yes.
I'm
Yes,
sitting
you did.
there. Nope.
You left me. You closed the door.
So
and
during-
you said, "Fuck her."
No,
and
you did.
left me.
So during
Yeah.
this time, I'm getting texts.
Yep. During this
I'm in
time,
the bed. I'm getting texts. This is Nintendo Nurse, everybody. I'm getting texts from her. Oh my gosh! OMG! OMG! There's a bat in the room. I was like, wait, what? I was like, what? And she's like, there's a bat in our house, and I was just like, oh shit! So I'm like, Shay. Well, he's like, what? I was like, there's a bat in their house. He's like, what? And he was just like, what is going on with this shit? Next thing I know, I get a message that say, Robbie fucking locked me in the room with the bat.
so while she's sitting there, apparently, even after I explained myself, she's still telling people I locked her in the room with the bat.
because you did.
I did not. I was trying, and as I was screaming back at you, I'm not leaving you in there, you silly. I'm just trying to keep it contained in the room. Because let's face it, 9 times out of 10, and with the way that you were reacting, there was a fairly decent chance that I was going to have to be the one that was going to have to deal with it.
I was freaking out. I
So-
was yelling at him. I was like, "How dare you fucking leave me in this room? What's wrong with
She
you?"
was messaging me. She
Fucking
was like,
abandoned me.
she was like, he fucking locked me in the room. Why would he do that, Kayla? Why would he do that?
Like making me out to be such the villain, and I'm sitting there just screaming. I'm like,
Meanwhile, the
I'm
bat
like,
is flying around the room, and I'm screaming bloody murder because it's gonna attack me.
you're covered head to toe.
It
Just
was
get
gonna
under the
attack
covers.
me.
You were being ridiculous. So, anyways, before I was rudely and inaccurately interrupted, look, you made me miss the boost. So I'm sitting there and I'm yelling at her through there to just be like, stop, calm down. First off, quiet. Their vision is based off sound. Secondly, I'm not locking you in there. I'm trying to contain it. As soon as it lands, I'm coming back in there with you. You are not in this by yourself. And of course, she's inconsolable. No, you left me here. Oh, you've done everything. This is the end of us. This is how you do this. Blah, blah, blah. I want a divorce and we haven't even gotten married yet. Blah, blah, blah. That your voice said it. It was in your inflection. It was
Because
implied.
you fucking left
It was
me.
implied. Oh, I fucking left you. You fucking make it all whiny. No, I did not leave you. I was doing what was best for the situation. So anyways, the bat finally lands. So I said, okay, this is my opportunity to come back in. So I come back into the room and I say, all right, you stay there. If it comes flying again, just get under the covers. And I start putting clothes on because, again, I'm just in my boxers. Like to remind you, while she's sitting there talking about how terrible I'm being, she's covered head to toe with blankets and whatnot. I was out there damn near bare-assed just for the bat to take. So I'm getting dressed. I'm putting my sweatpants and my t-shirt on. And she's like, "Are you gonna fucking leave me again?" And I'm just like, and I'm sitting there, I'm just like, "Shh, no, I'm not gonna fucking leave you again." I'm just like, I'm not trying to leave you. And I'm just like, will you please be quiet? It's vision's based on movement. Don't scare it. We need to do this. So I'm just like, okay.
Real
And-
quick, are bats' vision really based on movement?
Yeah,
Yes,
they're
they
blind.
use
They use
sonar.
sonar like dolphins do. And they make that same clicking noise, but I'll get to that in a second.
Yeah.
So
And they're loud as hell. Like
So-
it woke me up from sleep because I have cats.
It's so
We have
loud.
2 cats, so they were fucking going crazy because they're like, someone's fucking here in the room with us, and they couldn't get to him because he kept flying around the ceiling fan.
yeah, so the cats were now at this point hiding under the bed.
Yeah, because I'm screaming.
And it was my job to get them out because, like I said, there was a 95% chance I was going to have to be the one to handle this. So I was just mentally preparing myself for that. But we get through, I get one cat out. The other cat's being a pain in the ass. She'd go to one side of the bed, I'd go to the bed, and she'd go to the other side of the bed. Just being a bitch to be a bitch. You know,
Yeah.
just,
Oh yeah. I forgot this detail. He didn't just leave me in there. No. He left me and my babies in there. Both of them. He closed the door, said bye, bitch, and left us in there with the fucking bat.
I never took my hand off the handle, but you wouldn't know that because you were
opened the door
hiding
either.
under blankets.
Never opened the door either.
You were
Close
hiding-
that bitch.
Anyway, so we finally get the cats out, And we realized that it landed on, there's a window in our bedroom that's like a dual window. One side does not have a screen, and thankfully that was the side the bat was not on. The bat was on the side with the window that had the screen, so she goes, great, what you could do, if you can sneak over there, you can open up the top part of that window, and maybe it'll just leave, maybe the trash will just take care of itself,
Right.
And so I'm like, that's a smart idea. So I go over to it, and I'm like creeping, like I'm looking like Mission Impossible stealth type Splinter Cell shit. Just going through this, sneaking over there, and I slowly pull the curtain back. Yes, I'm going to get a little seductive with this because it's for the story. I slowly, what the shit, cars? Slowly move the curtain back, and then the thing like flinched and made a slight noise. So I, don't judge me, internet, I ran to the bed and jumped under the covers with Lily.
Because I pulled the covers back and I said, okay, if it takes off, you get under the covers with me.
That's because she was afraid I was going to leave her again.
Yep.
So, moral of the story is I left her. Anyways, it calms down again. I get back up and I get the window all the way down. So I said, this is my chance to get Lily out. Because I know she is not handling this well.
No, she's not.
So I was just like, babe, get what you need. I'm going to man the door. We'll make sure the cats don't get back in here, but let's get you out of here, and we'll leave him in there. And so she's she's slowly creeping, like, those movies, like Scream 2 comes to mind, when the person trying to get away from the killer, for some reason, they're trapped in a car that you can't get out of, so you get stuck, so you have to climb over the killer who's unconscious, but you don't know for how long.
Yep.
So it was like that kind of a situation, trying to creep her over the bed and out the exit to get into the hallway. But we creeped her through, she got everything, we got our phones, we got what we needed, we got our vapes, and we're just like, sweet, we're good. And then we get out there, and then we both gave each other a look that pretty much just said, well, now what do we do? And, see, she had an unfair advantage, because it took me probably about 15 seconds to finally realize that 100% I am the one that's going to have to take care of this.
Yup.
Now, the reason I say that's not fair is because she knew this the whole damn time.
The whole time.
And she never said a word. She never even confirmed it. She basically did that wait and see if I volunteer for it type shit.
I voluntold him.
So after about 15 seconds, I'm like, well, I guess I'm going to have to go in there and get it out. And she goes, well, damn right you are. Yep. I'm just like...
Because you left me in there. That's his punishment.
So I said, well, I'm not going up there in just a t-shirt. So I go and I get a hoodie. And with this hoodie, I've got it over my head. I've got, yes. It was my armor. It was my fucking armor. I had the hood pulled over with it cinched. So I looked like Kenny. I looked like so Kenny from South Park, and I've got the sleeves over my hands. And I'm like, I need a broom. And she goes... the only broom that we have is in a room that I don't want to access, because we do have a creepy room that if after going through what she went through and at that time of night, I wouldn't want to go in there either. So she goes, I have a Swiffer. Like not like a wet jet. Get that thought out of your mind. Just a good old fashioned, just cheaply made. They sold it to us for $30, but it costs $5 to make Swiffer. It's how I get the
cobwebs out of the corners of my ceiling.
And so I'm sitting there with this giant maxi pad on a stick. And
blunt force trauma.
And I go through and I decide this will work. And I'll go up there, and what I'm going to do is I got the window open, and I'm going to stand back, and I'm going to use it, and I'm going to be kind of like go on, So I get in there, and I'm sitting there hyping myself up, and I'm watching it, and it's on that curtain, and I'm just like, go. And it doesn't do anything, right? So I'm like, well, then go. And then I start throwing things at the curtain it's on. I'm just trying to get it to move. I'm like, because maybe if I just chilling, just like, what do you think you're doing? How do you think this is going to work out for you? What are you doing? Just the total. What are you doing? Look at yourself.
It's like I literally just watched you jump in covers with another grown.
I know. I've already been a bitch made man in front of this thing. I realize I don't have a leg to stand on.
Oh my god.
So I decide finally, I'm like, this is ridiculous. So I poke it with the Swiffer. I just straight up poke the bastard. And it does the sonar chitter. And it's the only thing I can describe is, that sound that Flipper always made?
Yeah.
That noise.
It's that.
super loud. Like super loud, like almost deafening.
I've never heard a bat like that. He must have been scared out of his mind.
So this thing takes off, and I go, it's staying up above, so I crouch down. I'm crouched down because I'm at this point. Let's just call it what it is. So I'm a pussy, so I'm crouched down. And I don't deal with bats on a daily basis, and let alone on a once in a. This was my first time that I had to deal with a bat. So I realized, so this thing flies around, I'm like, and I'm sitting there, and I start kind of like using the Swiffer to be like, go that way. The window is that way. You need to go out that way. And I go, well, this is stupid. I'm just like, this is stupid. And then it lands on the opposite window on the frame.
It's not even open.
The opposite side of the room, because we have a nice little tiny window that's at the back of the house. And I'm just like, son of a fucking bitch, you did not do this. So I said, you know what? Fuck this. I get into the hallway. I said, this Swiffer is worthless. I need a bowl and a plate. A big enough bowl and a clear one if I can so I can see it. And if you can find ones you don't care about, that'll work. And she's like, what's your plan? I'm just like, oh, I'll tell you my plan, because I thought I was just so smart. Because it dawned on me, this thing's on a window frame. The window is sunken in. That means this thing is on a thing that if I could just get it down and have something else here, I could just basically trap it. So I go and I get this, she brings me a bowl and a plate.
As she's texting me this.
As she's texting you the bullshit side of the story. As she's texting you the lies of this story.
In all caps. I'm like, what?
As she's texting you the lies of this story, yes.
Lies?
Yeah, the lies.
No.
Brings me the bowl and the plate, and I go in there, and I felt like I was standing at where the bat was for like 5 minutes, but in all reality, it was probably closer to 45 seconds. But you ever have that thing where you're like, I know what I need to do right here, but I just need to hype myself up a little bit to do it? So I'm just sitting there, and that's what I'm doing. I'm just like, you can do it. I'm just like, and you gotta do this with confidence. You can do this. You're a gamer. You have hand-eye coordination. You can do this. All you gotta do is just pop it over it at the same time you're positioning the plate, and just shoot. So I counted myself down from 3, but I started moving on 1. So on 1, I'm like, 1, and then all of a sudden it's like that cup noise, just like that cup hitting something, that boop, and then like a little tink from the plate hitting, and then you just hear scrape, and then poop. But in that time, you also heard flapping hitting Tupperware, as well as the chittering of that sonar, that and just like, and I'm sitting there, so I'm like, and I'm sitting there, and I'm holding it close, and I'm holding it like for dear life, like Tupperware does not break, just so you know, because I would have broke it with that grip.
Meanwhile, I am on the other side of the door, hearing, "Come on, you motherfucker! Come on! Come on, motherfucker! Come on! Ha, I got you! I got you now, bitch! I got you now, motherfucker!
Yep.
I got you now, bitch!" And he was so fucking excited.
I had it trapped. And it settled, like it was just, like it gave up and realized it's not going anywhere.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, I got you now, bitch. I got you now, bitch. I put my arm to my shoulder out that open window that I made, opened it up and shook twice, threw the things behind me, whipped the window up, locked the door, whipped the door open, and I said, the motherfucker has been evicted. And she was like, yeah. So then we celebrated. We went downstairs. We celebrated. We calmed down the way that we normally do. And that is the story of how we dealt with a bat during the witching hour of daylight savings time.
Thank you for that story.
I hope you found that story enjoyable. If you like more, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and tell your friends. We're cool.